beer bottle.
Zoom in on a nice lady, and then come back to them, and so you can sort of put that through as a sidetrack.
I'll be on holiday.
So whether or not, I mean, we all know that silver's going to be a volatile ride. It's always been that way. So for me, I was quite prepared for this to be a real up and down type thing, and it's short-term noise pretty much is the way that.
Okay, I've actually got it. Thank you, Dan. I've actually got a question, and this is just off. I hadn't planned on doing this question, but you know, we all could be wrong. Is it a possibility?
History is on our side.
Okay, but right now we're in 2011, and for the next foreseeable future, we could be wrong, right? It's possible.
Absolutely.
It's possible. I mean, we're not the first people that've been wrong before, right? You know, so people can be wrong. People can be categorically incorrect. Correct? That was correct. No, all I'm trying to do is like we're not wrong, by the way. No, but it's possible. Possible. No, my point is, okay, there's a real fear of deflation at the moment. Okay, so there is a real fear of that because credit's contracted, the economy's contracted, all that sort of stuff. What are your thoughts on that? Because it is a real force counteracting the benefits of precious metals. I mean, if they're not allowed to raise the debt ceiling, if they're not allowed to, or they. But one time I do a video, and this little bitch has to float. You know, what are your thoughts on deflation and how that could affect the market? You know, could we just see a deflationary spiral?
The precious metals market or the wider market?
Well, are they separate? Are they linked? What are your thoughts on that?
I think we're already starting to see price deflation. Whether we're going to see deflation in the wider economy is, I'm probably not.
We're seeing prices drop, right? But at the same time, the currency base is inflating. So it's what.
But is it real world inflation or is it balance sheet inflation?
Price inflation is there, but monetary inflation is happening, no doubt about it. Price deflation is also happening in most sectors.
Okay.
There's very few that I don't believe.
Yeah, what a lot of people don't realise though is that we'll take the United States for an example. Like base money.
Did I get that on camera? That bird flying right through you too?
Really? So base money is definitely inflating, massively. But
big time.
base money is less than 10%. This is where people get confused. Base money is less than 10% of the total currency supply of the United States. So when you look at M3, which is the currency that everybody creates by taking out loans and buying stuff, when people panic, that's where the currency supply contracts. So,
in that, okay, you've got the central banks. It's clearly that they're inflating the currency. They're printing a lot of it. But the regular person, the person who goes into David Jones and buys stuff, doesn't have it. It's not getting to them. So, in the retail environment, you're seeing massive deflation. Prices, you're having 70% sales off 30% sales.
yeah.
For every man, we're seeing deflation. The banks are getting all this money that's been printed and they're holding on to it.
Yeah.
They're not lending it out. They're not allowing people to borrow it because they no longer meet the credit criteria.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting massive monetary inflation to the big banks.
Yeah.
But massive deflation in the amount of money available.
Well, how many massive retail stores have gone under in the last year?
You got
Borders. You've got Colorado.
Angus and Robertson.
Angus and Robinson is part of that. There's a lot more that are teetering on the edge.
There's a lot more on the verge of
the whole of DFO, which was based out in Moorabbin, basically went belly up.
Well, I went to DFO to buy my Melbourne clothes, and you can pretty much name your price there. It's really, retail is really suffering.
So us as individuals, we're taking the keeping hold of it and we're saving it. We're scared that we're going to lose our jobs or whatever. So we're saving more than we ever have in Australia. The saving rates have gone straight up.
But at the same time, we're in debt more than we've ever been.
The retailers,
but our Federal Reserve is...
they're sandwiched between us and the banks.
Our Federal Reserve is, though, one of the only Federal Reserves acting semi-responsibly. Would you be 4.5? Is it 4.75?
That's because it's not federal.
Explain what you mean by that.
Well, it's not trying to pretend to be a government entity. It's not trying to be, the reserve. It's,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
and Stevens, I think, is doing the right thing. I think he's making
That's our governor of the Reserve Bank.
sensible calls.
Yeah.
He's not going with what the government wants, what will get the government votes. I mean,
So you're saying he's truly independently
yeah,
assessing the
that's right.
situation.
He's
for
not
them.
in Gillard's back pocket.
Yeah,
and he
our
wasn't.
Prime Minister.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Actually, have you got another screen to
in previous government's back pocket.
Yeah.
He seems to be
Be more independent.
So how many
I don't know.
sometimes?
At least one.
And then 3 hot rockets.
Sorry, short interlude.
Really, what we're going into is it's going to be different because it's global. So I really don't know, and I'm not. I don't want to pretend that I do.
Well, the
know
way
what's
the
gonna
way I
happen.
would
It's
the
just-
way I would answer that question, Ben, is so I'll put it on me because since I'm is that it's about no confidence anymore. It doesn't matter. I think you go through deflation and inflation normally, and gold will suffer through deflation, silver will suffer through deflation. They'll win through inflation, but there comes a point where there's just a vote of no confidence, and it doesn't matter if the currency is deflating or inflating, and that's the end game for gold and silver, and that's when you want to be holding as much as it, and that's when people will hold as much of it as they can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just a vote of no confidence.
Yeah,
That's it.
Unprecedented times,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
It's different here.
Yeah, this time it's different.
since learning and reading a very good book that comes in purple and black, it has had the side effect of making me very nervous when I hold large amounts of cash. And that's not because I'm scared someone's going to steal it from me. I'm scared it's going to lose value really quick.
Yeah.
So I just want to, I don't want to keep it in the bank, I just don't want it.
And someone is stealing it from you.
That is the
Boom, boom.
the theft of the inflation tax. I mean, we spend so much time arguing in Australia about this carbon tax. Who gives a shit? It's the inflation tax that's really hurting us.
That's right.
Yeah. Just getting back to one more thing, like we're talking about the Reserve Bank governor and how he's making some sensible calls. The most sensible call would be to get rid of the whole system, screw it, start again, and have real money again. That would fix everything. It would solve so many problems. It would solve humanitarian problems. It would solve the problems we've got of going and fighting stupid wars for.
So rather than sugarcoating the economy, right, we should put some little maple syrup on it.
I think we've sugarcoated
Little maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
we've sugarcoated it for far too long. It's now just
I'm really sorry, but we've run out of cold beers.
Run out of cold beers.
Yes. These
10 times.